Line to left center field. That is in for a hit. It's a gapper. Coming around from second is Profar to tie it. Cronenworth from first to put the Padres on top. They take the 6-5 lead.
And that right there was the moment that the Padres took that lead. And somehow they win game one of this doubleheader. Initially, like the fifth inning, I would have sat here and been like, so how exactly did the Padres win this game? I think my thumbnail, the text in the thumbnail probably would have been, could that have been any worse? That's probably what I would have put there. But instead, the Padres get this win. Now, obviously, the big news from this game wasn't the win. It was the Xander Bogaerts injury, and what is that going to mean for this Padres team? But I guess this just shows, right, the comeback in this team. We've seen it at times this season, but this one, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, no, I definitely thought that the Padres were going to go win this game. When Cease, you don't get a strong outing from Cease. Definitely not the typical Dylan Cease. You see his line here today, 4 innings, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 home runs that he gave up, and those were back-to-back home runs. The location could have been better today, no doubt about that, and he'll tell you that. Fastball, right? When we're seeing Dylan Cease and he's working with that fastball, at least to me, fastball up, kind of getting guys to chase out of the zone. It happened a little bit, but not as much. Some of those fastballs were getting yanked down. It just wasn't a great day for him. And then you see Logan Gillespie come in, and he's the 27th man for this doubleheader. And it's like, okay, so are they punting this game? But give credit to Gillespie. He goes 2 innings, doesn't give up any runs. And then Brito, Estrada, Suarez. Estrada, my goodness, that guy has been so good. 0.77 ERA. He's making Matt Olson look silly up there at the plate. And then Robert Suarez gets great defense from Jake Cronenworth with the dive there. But Ha-Seong Kim, what a freaking play this was here. I'm going to come find it for you and pull it up because this should be, I don't know if it's going to be, but this should be a SportsCenter top 10 play. And here is that play right here. I mean, he is going, look how far he has to run to make this play.
To center, over the shoulder is Kim to make the catch.
I mean, brilliant.
Ha-Seong Kim, what a catch.
Like, you know, Robert Suarez, sometimes he's blowing the opponent away with the fastball, right? And it's the Robert Suarez show. But in this case, he got help from his defense. I mean, look at that from Kim. Look where he starts this play. And this doesn't show where he started, obviously. He was on the dirt because you have to be. Ball's in the air, and he is running to center field. Sure, it's a little bit shallow center field, but that's almost like center field. Because Merrill was playing, it seemed like he was playing pretty deep there, trying to prevent the extra base hit there. You know, no doubles. So, what an impressive play by Kim. And just that they were able to win this game, we got to give a lot of props to this Padres team for being able to do that. I'm sure I'm not the only one that doubted that the Padres were going to be able to win this game. You know, I say that I want to not doubt this team, right, when they get down, and I probably shouldn't doubt the team when they get down. But at the same time, it's still, you're a Padres fan, and things just aren't, it just felt like there's been some games where things are going your way. It's definitely going your way. And Sunday Night Baseball was one of those in this series last night. But then today, the way that it started with Cease not being able to even go 5 innings today, and just he wasn't going right, and then the bogey injury, it's like, okay, it's just the worst start imaginable for game one of a doubleheader. But then they come back, and they were able to get to Jimenez there. And I got to give credit to everyone that came through in this situation. Just doing the little things. And I know I've talked about this before. So it's 5-0, 1 out in the 5th, and Merrill has a grounder to, I think, second. Yeah, to Albies at second. Manny scores, not trying to do too much. He realizes ground ball, still gets the run in. Let's just get on the board. It's 5-0. You can't go tie it up with one swing. Just get on the board, 5-1. And then in the 7th, Merrill again, great piece of hitting I believe took it the other way a little bit on a pitch. I think it was on the inside part of the plate. Great piece. I mean, just Jackson Merrill type hitting. And you know what I'm talking about if you've been watching Merrill all season long. Then Crony comes through in the 8th with the single, and then Manny with the double. First pitch, I think it was first pitch in the at bat, and he goes down, gets it into the gap. I love, and I didn't notice this until post game when they were having the interview, but wearing the pink and the glove, Yaine Machado, his wife, he has her name on his glove. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, that was Manny needed to come up big. Obviously, we know it's been a not ideal start to the season for him, and obviously not an ideal start to the season for Bogey, which I will get to him here in a second. But that they were able to steal this game because they did steal it. You know, I'm not just saying because it's on the road, but because I mean, look how big this is. They won a bad Dylan Cease outing. That's so huge because you don't know what you're going to get from other guys in the rotation. And if you can stack we're able to steal a couple wins off bad Cease outings, you can win the great Dylan Cease outings, which I think we're going to get most of the year. That's a lot of wins. You know, that's going to add up. And that might be huge come September for this Padres team. And what I liked is there weren't a lot of pitches from someone like Robert Torres. 7 pitches. I don't know if they're going to have him pitch both games of this doubleheader. Obviously, I think we're going to have to look at the situation. I think Suarez would say, hey, I'm willing to, though. I feel good. I'm willing to do it. So he gets his 13th save today. Second game is at 3:20, so literally 3 hours from right now. I'm talking at 12:20 at the time of this recording. Let's get to the Bogey injury. I'm going to be going live after this series is officially over, so we can talk about it more. But in the 5th inning here, because I'm not going to play the video probably on the live stream, so let me show it here for you. But you probably have already seen it. It was bad. Down 5-0. 3rd inning, Dylan Cease doesn't have it, and it's just like, okay, can this game get any worse? It cannot be worse than this, can it? Okay, so Cease on the mound, bases loaded. It's already bad enough. So it was 4-0. This made it 5-0. Yeah, not great.
And a ground ball
I
diving at second is Bogaerts. To do nothing with it. His wrist. The run will score here, and he
immediately you can tell because he turns over, and it reminded me exactly of the Trevor Story. It wasn't the exact same play, but Story was at short. He was diving the other way. Bogaerts was diving towards first, but just immediately you could tell how bad this looked and how much pain that Bogey was in. It looked like he wanted Rago, the head trainer, to put it back into place, like it came out. But maybe he realized, hey, let's go do this in the clubhouse. I'm not staying in this game. But anyone that saw that Trevor Story injury, and if you followed the news after it, you realized, like, yep, he's out for the season. It was that bad. You can see it here. Dives and just a little bit of a weird angle there. Like, it's like the grass didn't allow his arm to keep going. You know, it just stuck. Maybe it was the glove that kind of hurt that too. But man, that just hurts to watch. Really. That really hurts to watch. And sure, Bogey, he has not gotten off to a really good start this season. It's been really bad offensively, but he switched to the axe bat. He was on a 6-game hitting streak entering today's game. It seemed like things were starting to go good. Kevin Acee in his Padres Daily, I think he got a quote from Bogey about how he's feeling good at the plate, where even when Bogaerts was, I think he was on a 7-game on base streak or something like that earlier in the year, Bogaerts still felt lost at the plate. He was not ready to say, like, I'm back, I feel good. So it was encouraging that, yeah, he was feeling good. But now there's this, and I would assume he's going to be on the IL. I can check for updates here real quick just to see if there's anything at the time of this recording. I'm assume Shildt has talked to the media. But yeah, it's just disappointing. even if he was struggling and he was going to continue to struggle, he's still a big piece of the team because he doesn't suck defensively at second base. It's someone that takes pride in playing pretty much every day, and he wants to do well, really cares about doing well. Um, and now, you don't want to put a rise there at second base every day. He's not the strongest defender. So Tyler Wade, I would think Eggy Rosario gets called up. If Bogaerts goes on the IL, and it seems like he would go on the IL. Just checking for any quotes here, anything post game. I'm not seeing anything as of now. But yeah, it's not, and I was thinking this earlier, it's not Jerks and Profar getting hurt. And what I mean by that is like your best offensive performer. It's not him getting hurt, but it's still, this isn't, and I'm not even going to mention a name because that would come off as like disrespectful to that player. It's not one of your worst players or someone that's a bench guy getting hurt, on a day that he's playing on a day game. And hey, you still have your starters. Like Bogaerts, he's on a superstar contract and he was starting to turn it around. And you just don't want to see the injuries, period, right? But it's still just a big part of the team, and that's going to be a question mark now. And it puts I don't want to say it puts more of a load because let's face it, with Bogaerts how he's performing, the load already was on these guys, but it puts a load, definitely, like the focus on Profar to keep doing what he's doing, Crony keep doing what he's doing, Manny needs to be better consistently, be that 22 MVP type season Manny, right? Tatis, be the guy that we think that you can be for this team to be able to survive offensively, and not just survive, but do really well offensively. It would be nice if this team could just play road games against good teams. As I was saying the other day, I think yesterday, because they're playing well against the Braves, they're playing well against the Dodgers, like they're competitive against these teams on the road. I think they have a really good record on the road against these winning contending teams this year. For some reason, it's just not happening when they're at home, which is frustrating because we spend money, fans spend a bunch of money going to games and parking and all that, season tickets, and you want them to perform like they're performing on the road at home, and it hasn't happened yet. Hopefully that can turn around. But today's one of those where it's like, yay, Padres win. We'll see what happens in game 2. If they sweep, I mean, that's going to be great, but the focus is still going to be on that Xander Bogaerts injury. So we'll see what updates come from the Padres today, from any reporting out there in Atlanta. It's just, there's some injuries where it's like, it doesn't hurt to watch because you don't know how severe the injury is at that time. Maybe someone fouls a ball off their foot or something, but this, like, you could immediately see him roll around. He couldn't finish the play. He was calling time and flipped the ball to Kim. He couldn't finish. So it just sucks, especially when you know how much someone cares like that, because it's pretty evident to me that he does really care, and it is hurting him that he hasn't been able to perform up to the level that he wants to perform, the level that he should be performing at with the contract that he was given from the Padres. So for me, like my mindset right now, like I'm sitting here, sure, I'm happy they won, but I'm not sitting here super happy because I can't stop focusing on the Xander injury and what that might mean.